My name's Larry Goldenberg. I'm a urologist, head of the Department of Urologic Sciences at UBC and VGH, also a founding director of the Vancouver Prostate Centre. I've been looking after prostate cancer patients for close to 30 years, been involved with support groups over the years by making presentations and speaking to many of the members over time during the course of their own personal experiences, as well as in the formative stages of the support groups themselves. Some of the challenges that men face is that initial impact of the diagnosis. I have the C word, cancer. And we can talk to them a lot in the initial visits and disclosing the different aspects of prostate cancer. And of course, everybody's different. Some people will absorb a lot of information, but the majority of men are not really catching on too quickly to the stuff that you're giving them at that initial visit. So we have to be sensitive to the fact that they're going to need repeated visits and other sources of information. Everybody's different. I mean, I'm in a people's business here, and people are varied. People's partners are different. Some want more information, some get desperate, some start crying right away, others are very stoic, but you know that there's a lot of emotion happening in the background. So it's a lot of sense, and over the years of seeing a lot of patients, you begin to understand what people's needs are. Some people will need the support of support groups, others will need more information, others will need to come back and talk to me when their emotions have settled a little bit. So it's very, very different between different people. Who do you refer to as support group? Well, every man should probably go to a support group. The question is when and for what purpose. And there may be some men who don't need to go or won't want to go because they're very private and they don't want to disclose their own illness. They just want to get over it and be done with it, get it behind them and move on with life. But I think emotionally men do need the support of their peers, their friends, certainly their partners and families. I think I have to speak to patients, to men, about the need and the availability of support groups, and leave it up to them whether or not they feel they want to go. I'll encourage men who are having challenges in making a decision right up front. I'll encourage them to go talk to others. In fact, I have names of individual patients who have volunteered to actually have one-on-ones with patients or other men, because some people don't want to talk in a group. They would prefer the one-to-one, which they can get at support groups, but if it's a 49-year-old man with prostate cancer, he would like to talk to another 49-year-old man. He doesn't necessarily want to speak to a 70-year-old or a 65-year-old. Not that he doesn't respect the other individual, but he doesn't identify as well. There are other issues that are more important to him that may come from a younger man. So it depends on the individual, depends on their emotional state, depends on the stage of disease. Some men, right up front, they're fine. They go on through their treatment, and then they get upset and need the support when they have a recurrence or a relapse. Or people with more advanced disease might be, having a lot of challenges coping with end-of-life issues, and of course the complications of treatment. Some men need that, the support. Others don't. So it's so variable, and it so depends on the individual. But I think it's a responsibility of the physician to make the individual aware that that is available to them.